Welcome back to another edition of Radical Music Reviews. I hope you're enjoying these as much as I'm enjoying making them. Before I start this particular review of a band I quite enjoy, I'd like to talk just briefly about my amazing brother-in-law Josh and his lovely fiancée Sarah. They got me this vlogger kit. I'll put that a little closer because that's what my camera looks like right now. And it actually just improves the lighting. The microphone's great on it, so and I don't have to have my kid hold the camera anymore, so that's kind of cool. So thank you for that. This review is for you. So the band I'm going to talk about today started in 1969. They were an amalgamation of three different bands, the Hollies, the Byrds, and Buffalo Springfield. Buffalo Springfield had a huge hit with, what's the name of that song? It's about the killing of the kids at Kent State during the Vietnam protest. I'll look it up on my phone after, I'll tell you, but it's an amazing song, really good. So these three bands got together, these members, and they formed Crosby, Stills, and Nash, and that's their 1969 album. It was an amazing debut because they came from relatively successful bands that had hits, things like Tangerine Man, Turn, 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 and the one I was talking about from Buffalo Springfield. People were really excited to kind of see what these guys are going to be like when they got together, and it was fantastic. Their debut album in '69 had Sweet Judy Blue Eyes, which was a marvelous song. Now, Crosby, Stills, and Nash, eventually, Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Young, which I'll get to, blended very well vocally. They had an amazing harmony. As a trio, they really sang well. For the next album, they brought in Neil Young, a nice Canadian boy. The sound actually took on a much fuller tone. He had a higher octave to his voice, and you can definitely tell when Young's not there. But this album is really good, and it kind of caused a buzz back in the day. It spoke to a little bit about the Vietnam War in there, but it's mostly, other than Sweet Judy Blue Eyes and maybe Marrakesh Express, they were kind of feeling their way out. It wasn't until this next album, so this is 1970. It's called Deja Vu, and this is where they brought in Neil Young from Buffalo Springfield with Stephen Stills. It opened their voices up quite a bit, and it's a great album. There's some great tracks on here. Woodstock, Helpless, Our House, Teach Your Children. Again, pretty simple songs, but there's a transition at that time. I mean, eventually folk rock turned into like adult contemporary rock, and it became kind of crappy. This is when it was at its best, when it was folky. Things like Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Dylan was really big at the time. Gordon Lightfoot, those kind of guys. They sang some beautiful music, and they wrote some beautiful songs. So, I mean, I'm not in depth. Do I know about Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young? Really, like, I know some things growing up of them, but I do know that I love listening to their music a great deal. Actually, when some of their hits are on the radio, I definitely don't change the channel. It's easy to listen to. It's pleasant music, and it spoke to a generation at the time. You know, a generation that was, you know, in the middle of this turmoil with the protest, you know, and certainly with the killing of the students at Kent State, you know, there was a real sense that, you know, music, let's bring it down a notch, you know, and let's kind of relax it a bit. And the songs were fantastic. So the only other album I have actually is kind of one that came out in 1980. It was a bit of a cash grab actually from Stills and Crosby wanted to do a tour. So they brought in Nash, and they kind of reunited for a few new tracks on this album. Other than that, and some filler ones, Love the One You're With, another great song. That's a good track. It's an okay album. But the other two, check out. They're really nice, really great albums. So I hope you're enjoying. Again, thanks Josh and Sarah for the equipment, and we'll see you next time. Cheers.